The sands of Riyadh witnessed a significant event on February 18, 2025. High-ranking officials from the United States and Russia met for crucial talks. This meeting, lasting over 4 hours, marked a potential turning point in U.S.-Russia relations. The U.S. delegation, led by Secretary of State Marco Rubio, sought common ground with their Russian counterparts. Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov headed the Russian team. The primary objective of these talks was twofold. Firstly, both nations aimed to rebuild their fractured relationship. Years of mistrust and animosity had plagued U.S.-Russia interactions. The Riyadh meeting presented an opportunity to bridge this divide and establish a framework for future cooperation. Secondly, finding a resolution to the ongoing conflict in Ukraine remained a top priority. The urgency of the situation in Ukraine could not be understated. The conflict, raging for years, had resulted in immense suffering and instability. Both sides acknowledged the need for a swift and lasting solution. The Riyadh talks, therefore, carried the weight of expectation. The world watched, hoping for a breakthrough that could bring peace to the war-torn region. The Riyadh talks, while groundbreaking, were not without their share of controversy. A glaring omission from the guest list sparked concern and anger. Ukraine, the nation at the heart of the conflict, was not invited to the negotiating table. This exclusion raised serious questions about the legitimacy and effectiveness of the talks. Ukrainian President Zelensky voiced his displeasure, stating categorically that any agreements made without Ukraine's direct involvement would be deemed unacceptable. His stance reflected a broader sentiment within Ukraine, a nation unwilling to be a pawn in a geopolitical chess game. Europe, a key stakeholder in the Ukrainian conflict, also expressed its reservations about being sidelined. European leaders, including French President Emmanuel Macron and British Prime Minister Keir Starmer, were quick to highlight the importance of a united European front in dealing with Russia. The exclusion of European allies from the Riyadh talks raised concerns about a potential shift in global power dynamics. The absence of a united front, they argued, could embolden Russia and undermine efforts to find a lasting solution in Ukraine. The Riyadh talks did not occur in a vacuum. They were, in many ways, a culmination of previous events and a reflection of the changing political landscape in the United States. The talks came on the heels of a phone call between former U.S. President Donald Trump and Russian President Vladimir Putin, a conversation that many believe paved the way for this diplomatic overture. Trump, known for his unconventional approach to foreign policy, had maintained a line of communication with Putin throughout his presidency and beyond. This direct engagement, while criticized by some, was seen by others as a pragmatic way to manage a complex relationship. Trump's willingness to talk to Putin, even amidst heightened tensions, set the stage for the Riyadh talks. However, within the U.S. itself, the approach towards Russia remained a subject of intense debate. The Biden administration, while acknowledging the need for dialogue, had adopted a more cautious stance. They emphasized the importance of holding Russia accountable for its actions in Ukraine and elsewhere, while also exploring avenues for cooperation on issues of mutual interest. The Riyadh talks, while a positive step, were met with a healthy dose of skepticism. Many observers, wary of years of mistrust and broken promises, questioned Russia's true intentions. The release of an American citizen detained in Russia on drug charges, while a welcome gesture, did little to quell these doubts. Some viewed it as a calculated move by Russia to project an image of goodwill, while continuing its assertive foreign policy. The path ahead, therefore, remained fraught with challenges. For the Riyadh talks to translate into tangible outcomes, sustained effort and a genuine commitment to peace were essential. The international community, while cautiously optimistic, recognized the fragility of this newfound momentum. The world watched with bated breath, hoping that the Riyadh talks would mark the beginning of a new chapter in U.S.-Russia relations, one characterized by cooperation, not conflict. The road to peace, however, is seldom smooth. Only time would tell if the promises made in Riyadh would translate into a lasting peace for Ukraine and stability for the region.